Or anything? No.
Okay, so today I'm going to look into the stars, star search, American Idol, the American flag with 5 pointed stars all over it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So my question is, how does mind control work on the general public to where they cannot know this information or not care or act like it doesn't exist or that it matters? How does that happen that the Masons can have two meanings for everything and people not see that as a foundation of how corruption works, to have secret codes? So let's start off with this page at secretsofmasons.com. In the Dictionary of Mysticism by Frank Gatorville, the 5-pointed star is considered by occultists to be the most potent means of conjuring spirits. When a single point of the star points upward, it is regarded as the sign of the good and a means to conjure benevolent spirits. When a single point points down and a pair of points are on top, it is a sign of the evil Satan, and it is used to conjure powers of evil from the hidden secrets of the Eastern Star. Spence states in an encyclopedia of occultism, the symbol has been used by all secret and occult societies, from the Rosicrucians, the Illuminati, down to the Freemasons today. From Should a Christian Be a Mason? Page 53. The book of Acts tells us how the disobedient children of Israel brought such imagery into the camp and how God dealt with it. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. O ye house of Israel, have you offered to me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness? Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch and the star of your god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I will carry you away beyond Babylon. So here we see Masonic symbology, of course, wrapped up into this. This looks identical to a state seal. It happens to be a Grand Lodge of North Carolina. Here we see the, I guess this is like the Masonry group for women, the Order of the Eastern Star, where it does have the pentagram upside down. And if you grew up playing Magic the Gathering like I did, you would recognize those different colors, and that to be the 5 elements of earth, wind, air, fire, and spirit. And I live here in Little Rock, Arkansas, which has this famous Freemason Hall, which is huge because of this guy, Albert Pike, which you see his namesake up in parks and streets around here. And he is a big deal for revolutionizing the Scottish rite of Freemasonry. It sounds like he was smarter than the average bear and more adventurous, and so he did a lot of work to repopularize ideas that were either had been lost to the order, or the question is, what is the order of Freemasonry somehow taken over? Because there are basically these people that the whole world of spies, or these people that they pretend to be something so they can take a group over. Obviously, most Freemasons, I assume that they don't know this stuff. In this document, we have no idea. I have no idea where this comes from. Basie de la Rive, la femme et infantans de Franck. The Colonie Universelle. That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is the God that one adores without superstition. To you, sovereign grand inspectors general, we say this, that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, 31st, and 30th degrees of the Masonic religion should be, by all of us, initiates of the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai, Jesus, calumniate, spread false and harmful statements about him? Yes, Lucifer is God. So that's the question. Does your average Mason believe that? It would be interesting if they were all keeping that secret from the general public or lying to people. I have a hard time believing that. I generally believe that people, while they have the intelligence to figure stuff out, they just willfully don't want to actually learn about it. What does the Bible say about Freemasonry? Colossians 2:8, whatever ESV, I don't know what version that is. See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ. So, my particular point of view is that I feel between a rock and a hard place, because the only information that validates this Jesus Christ character in the Bible to me is actually the Masons, because they seem so opposed to it. And that in the Bible it does speak directly about this stuff. However, Christianity seems to have been taken over pretty soon after it came into existence. I mean, Jesus and the disciples were all murdered for what they believe in. You don't see anybody being threatened by being a Christian today, so I think it's been taken over by these people. And it goes for all these other religions and even secular points of view. They're all co-opted. You can study how the story of Muhammad with the Muslims is the same story with Shakespeare. Some illiterate guy all of a sudden becomes this grand genius, but based on this book. And there was actually an Israelite group in Yemen where the Quran came out of in the story of Muhammad. And then Shakespeare, some people speculate was Francis Bacon. It's just not possible that somebody could be illiterate and then be Shakespeare. It's ridiculous. And it fits with the whole idea of assuming a certain identity. Okay, now, so here's where this information is not just something that doesn't apply to your life. If you believe in the rule of law, well, this definitely shows that there is absolutely no division between the church and state like they tell you. So let's start with what the Bible says. James 5:12. But above all, my brothers, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation. So that means don't lie and don't assume false pretense. But what is this? The last time I checked, every time you go to a court of law, they have to put your hand on the Bible and raise your hand. That is directly swearing it up. So these are not complicated ideas. It just seems like people are just inherently duplicitous to where if you ask them, instead of saying, yeah, you got a point there, Chad, they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? It's not complicated. So I don't understand that. Well, I don't think ill of your average person, but why would they be deceptive like that? Afraid? I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. So, yeah, that's my question. Don't you think this matters? And why is it a good idea to act like it's not happening? Thank you.